we have the Honorable Kidima Mubarak, who is our future candidate for independent for WA. Mr. Kidima, you are welcome on the stage.
Afrika oye! Afrika oye! Asante sana. Australia oye! Asante sana wandugu, na waomba mukae mutulie ili niwapatie habari. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you here as His Excellency Kidima Mubarak, as a special envoy, external coordination and mobilization, Rwenzururu Kingdom. Also, I confirm what Mr. President have just told you about politics. It's true. An independent candidate in the near future. First and foremost, I would like to apologize for the delay. I was talking to my boss, His Majesty. I was giving him some brief that I'm going to attend a very important function. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we all gathered today. I pay my full respect to their elders, past and present. I personally also recognize them in our Constitution because that is the right thing to do as far as justice is concerned. Our beloved dignitaries, invited guests, African community leaders, the princess, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our special event of celebrating the 52nd anniversary of OAU, which is now AU. Once again, on behalf of His Majesty Omusinga King Charles Wezire Mumbere Iremangoma, and on my own behalf, I extend warm greetings to all of you in your respected capacities. Welcome to this special event celebrating the 52nd anniversary of the Union, of the African Union. I appeal to you, please spare some time and pay a visit to the Rwenzururu Kingdom, a land of peace, full of hospitality. Rwenzururu Kingdom is situated in the beautiful western countryside of Uganda, stretching along the Rwenzori mountain ranges near the border of DRC Congo. Also known as the Mountains of the Moon in Uganda. Note that Uganda won independence on the 9th of October 1962 from the British colony, which is now part of African continent, where I was born before calling Australia a home. The word Uganda is derived from Buganda Kingdom. The British government entered a trade agreement in the region since 1888. Now, Australia government and the community has now invested heavily in trade and mining in the African continent. More than $700 billion worth of minerals have been collected from across the continent over the past 5 years. More than 220 listed companies operating in Africa, 72% of them are from Western Australia. In Africa, we have the best mineral you can have according to the global trade. Australia's total trade with Africa has nearly doubled over the past decade from 6.1 billion in 2000 to 10.3 billion in 2014. Australia alone, our richest former continent, holds huge potential of Australian looking for investment. African countries play important in global economic growth and political terms, trade, agricultural productivity, and food. I'm well aware that Australia is accredited to the African Union, Economic Community of West African States, the Southern African Development Community, the East African Community, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, the International Conference for Great Lakes Region in the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa. Unfortunately, investors don't pay royalty to kingdoms across the continent of Africa. In 2014-2015, Australia government provided 78 million only in humanitarian funding to the crisis in Africa. The African communities who are here all work hard and pay taxes. Whatever goes to Africa, we are part of it together with other communities in their respectable capacities. Sustainable future must be including all of us, particularly the African descent, because nobody knows our continent better than we do. You must acknowledge to the fact that it's our responsibility to invest in our former richest continent because we are capable. I appeal to the concerned parties to change the word aid to Africa into a flexible one of share contribution because we are part of that. I'm sick of hearing the word aids to Africa, whereby our continent is very rich and Australia is benefiting a lot. I consider, or I pray, or I appeal that the word aid should be changed to share contribution because we are part of it. And I appeal again to pave ways of helping our African communities who are jobless. Most of Africans here are educated, capable, experienced, but many of them are jobless. Our jobless community should be given a chance to work in their former continent towards the mining industry and other areas. Mechanisms must be set up to make the funds available so that we can participate towards investing in our beloved former continent. Also, more factories should be built in Africa. For example, raw materials must be manufactured in the continent to give a chance to the indigenous people so that themselves can have a chance of buying things on a cheap price. Because whatever materials they have always have to be exported, whereby it's very expensive for them as Africans. Those concerned should also consider that. From the benefits of our government and the business community in pocketing from continent, we deserve the right for the funds to be available so that we build our African Community Center here in Western Australia so that can be run by those who have degrees in community developments now who are jobless. It's very annoying when you see the community here struggling, asking for grants where they can gather and perform their cultural events. We must be having our own community center. We don't need to beg for that because all the funds are available, to my simple understanding. And from the examples I've just given you, we can also use the center to so many things in the best interest of the African community. We deserve the right of having our own TV programs, radio station, working as journalists, serving as police officers, serving as army officers. We also deserve the right to sit in parliament, in any council meetings, if we truly mean the word of a fair go for all. I appeal to the concerned parties to provide funds for small business to contribute towards the economy of this great nation of ours. Most of our African communities come from business background, but they are here stranded, stuck, whereby if they have that support, if they have the money to start a business, they will be employing so many jobless people, and above all, they will be contributing a lot to our beloved economy. My beloved friends, wherever you are, never lose hope, never allow to be taken for granted. We all deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. We must stand united because unity is strength. I will also stress on the issue of refugees. A refugee under the convention is defined as someone who is outside their country and has a well-founded fear of being persecuted at home because of their race, religion, nationality, political opinions, or membership of particular social group, and is unable or unable or unwilling to return because their own country cannot or will not protect them. The law is the law. Those people must be helped. Our people are still suffering in camps. They have lost everything because of the wars. I won't go through that. You all know that. Our brothers and sisters are now fighting in Sudan. I appeal to those Sudanese, please, wherever you are, stand united, put your differences aside, stand up, be united in the best interest of your new country. I have much to say, but I don't want to take a lot of time. Because if I start talking, I may spend the whole day here talking. I will summarize my speech by thanking you for coming to this event. May you enjoy a wonderful and peaceful stay. I can assure you that our brilliant DJs will make you warm. I wish you a safe return to your respective places. You have my full respect. Thank you very much.
And now our honorable here, Mr. Kidima, has some certificates that also he wants to give out in relation to what he has seen, what the Africans are doing. You know, he's a man, a very intelligent man. He recognizes people by what they are doing. He has some people there. He's the only thing about Mr. Kidima here is a man with integrity. He's a man he's not afraid of you, no matter your age, no matter your position. He wants always to cooperate with you, you know, and through the right channel. So now I will hand the mic to Mr. Kidima, who has some certificates to deliver also. We might change our, we might leave our mayor, Mr. Francis, and our guests of honor. We might leave them and we will call up the representative of MMRC, to come and help us in delivering this certificate. And the representative of that is what we call the MMRC, Metropolitan Migrant Resources Center. Now, we have also somebody here very, very important among us that people don't notice. This person is so patriotic. He loves his African root. That is, she is coming to help us to give the certificate. That is Zera, the lady, yes, you. Yes. She is, you see how we are diverse. She is from South Africa. Yes. I wasn't expecting this. So, and then we will look for another person that will come and help us. We're looking at the representative of social services in the hall to help us and give this certificate. Thank you. So, Mr. Guest of honor, yes, you are allowed to. Yeah, you can. Yeah, thank you. Now I will pass you over to Mr. Kidima, Honorable Kidima, who will help us with the rest of the certificates he has prepared for the community members. Thank you, Mr. Kidima.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to be brief. The first person I'm giving this certificate is Mr. Mark Fields, the mayor of Belmont. Could you please come and receive this certificate? Mr. Mark, by virtue of the powers entrusted to me by His Majesty King Charles Wesley Mumbere Mangoma, in my capacity as independent Western Australia, I hereby thank you for the support, for supporting the African community and the entire community in Western Australia.
Thank you again. Wonderful. Thank you.
The next certificate is Miss Glyn's Godfrey MLA, State Member for Belmont. Miss Glyn, by virtue of the powers entrusted to me by His Majesty King Charles Wesley Mumbere Mangoma, and in my capacity as independent Western Australia, I hereby thank you for supporting the African community in Western Australia. And I will ask Mr. President to give you this certificate, please.
My pleasure, Alice. Nice working with you. Thank you.
Another certificate is for Mr. Ali M. Barry, President of African Communities Council of Australia. By virtue of the powers entrusted to me by His Majesty King Charles Wesley Mumbere Mangoma, and in my capacity as independent Western Australia, I hereby thank you for your hard work bringing the African community together. I will hand you this certificate by myself. Another certificate goes to Joe Tuanza. Joe Tuanzama is President Organization of African Community of Western Australia. I've heard a lot about him, and by virtue of the powers entrusted to me by His Majesty King Charles Mangoma, and in my capacity as independent of Western Australia, I hereby thank you for your hard work towards the African community in Western Australia. Where is Joe Tuanzama? Another certificate goes to General Ahmed Fadalla, Vice President of African Communities of Australia. General Fadalla, before I give you this certificate, I want all the community to know that General Fadalla have done a lot towards peace in the Middle East. He's a general, and I hope the government should give him recognitions. Wherever you have your Anzac celebrations, I kindly request you to keep inviting him as far as a matter of respect. By virtue of the powers entrusted to me by His Majesty King Charles Mangoma, and in my capacity as independent Western Australia, I hereby thank you for your efforts toward the African community and your military services towards peace in the Middle East. I salute you, General. I ask Eric to give you the certificate, please.
And then we'll do entertainment. Yeah. But we should let him speak. Yeah.
Because it's going to, people, you don't want to keep people poor for too long.
Yeah, I know.
So I hope if somebody has said something, they don't say it again.
Yeah, exactly. People, I feel like it was really repetitive. People were talking, saying the same stuff.
Like this guy now, this king, he's going to waste a lot of time. I wanted to talk.
I think we should just introduce him and tell him, speak for about 3 minutes.
Make it very soft.
Yeah.
Very soft because people are hot.
Yeah.
The food is getting cold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Another certificate goes to H.E.Mr.KIDIMA, member and founding father of African Communities Council of Australia. Before I give you this certificate, I would like the community to know that as African descent, we are very lucky having a person like H.E.Mr.KIDIMA. He's among the lawyers we have, and I hope the government and the politician should give him a nice position, because in his capacity he deserves to be a magistrate, because we are struggling with a lot of laws, bureaucracy. But if we have a magistrate like H.E.Mr.KIDIMA, at least we will be having some breath as far as law is concerned. By virtue of the powers entrusted to me by His Majesty King Charles Mangoma, and in my capacity as independent Western Australia, I hereby thank you for your hard work and perseverance towards African Community Council of Australia. I say it because I have the proof. We have worked together very hard to make sure the community recognize this council. Now, I will ask my sister here to give you this certificate, please. Nevertheless, before I give to another certificate, I would like to give you, my brother Kakei, a piece of advice. After this event, we will be having a general meeting. I will be asking the president of this organization to invite all the community leaders so that we can start serious business. And my simple advice to you, please, never miss any meeting. Thank you. Another certificate goes to Mr. James Fala. Mr. James Fala, our beloved DJ, is a volunteer. You deserve to be recognized, my brother. And by virtue of the powers entrusted to me by His Majesty King Charles Mumbere Mangoma, and in my capacity as independent Western Australia, I hereby thank you for your enthusiasm and the voluntary work you have been doing entertaining the community in Western Australia. I will give this certificate by myself. Another certificate goes to Olivia Boten, Social Affairs, African Communities, Council of Australia. Where is Olivia? By virtue of the powers entrusted to me by His Majesty King Charles Mumbere Mangoma, and in my capacity as independent Western Australia, I hereby thank you for your hard work towards the community in Western Australia. I will ask this gentleman to give you the certificate, please.
This is the last one we have now.
Another certificate goes to Zico Taban, Western Australia DJ and Youth Mobilizer.
You have H.E.Mr.
After him, when I do food, people are going to perform while we're eating.
Music. For them, music. Just listen. I'm going to call you. Other people are calling.